Other than all of the things for the Friday night D&D games, the coolest thing that would appeal to nerds that I have is the Deathstroke helmet.
Zack Snyder and Joe Manganiello together talking about nerdy shit. That's right. You gotta love this right here. We got Zack Snyder and then, of course, his Deathstroke sitting together for Netflix Geeked right here. And this is just great. They're in Atlanta. Here we go.
We're at Geek Week in Atlanta. A lot of energy happening here. It's going to be good.
Favorite movie? It's toss-up between Godfather 1 and 2.
The question is, like, is it your favorite movie or is it the movie that, like, is the most influential on your life?
See, that's a good question right there. And I love that, Zach, because they were asking favorite movies. And Joe Mang was just automatically went to The Godfather. I think that was kind of an easy answer there. Anyways, now, I'm sure that obviously Godfather 1 and 2 is fantastic. But I love the fact that Zach actually asked that. Right. I love the fact that he was like, because I've said it before too, where it's like sometimes when you talk about a favorite movie list or something, it just depends on the mood that you're in. It really just depends on the mood. Like there's sometimes where I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling Fight Club's my favorite movie right now, or Back to the Future is my favorite movie, or Spaceballs or something like that. You know, it just depends on the mood, and then it depends on if it impacted your life.
Go with most rewatched.
Most
rewatched.
Oh, well.
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse
Or
Now.
Excalibur. Those are probably my
Oh
two.
God, good answer. I have a kind of a tradition that whenever I move, once I've set up my TV surround sound, is Conan the Barbarian.
Oh, that's
Nice.
sweet.
See, so it's like one of those things where it's like you have that comfort movie. So when it comes to Joe Mang right here, his comfort movie, anytime that he moves, he has to watch Conan the Barbarian. That's his comfort movie. See that you have a comfort movie too. I think Back to the Future is kind of like a comfort movie for me.
John
Kind of his
Milius,
peak.
Greatest. Yeah, I mean, he's my favorite writer ever. Yeah.
There's two books I have, which is Blood Meridian and Fountainhead are the two books that I pretty much...
And when are we going to get that live action Fountainhead directed by Zack Snyder? God, he's been wanting to do that movie for so freaking long, and we still haven't gotten that yet. And I'm like, when are we going to get that Fountainhead movie directed by Zack Snyder?
And the funny thing is, we were talking about it the other night, I pick up the Fountainhead every couple of years and reread it. It's been my favorite since I read it in drama school. But other than that, there's a graphic novel called Martial Law, Fear and Loathing by Pat Mills that I read once a year.
Call of Duty was for a long time pretty much my staple game, but recently I've been playing a lot of Fortnite.
Probably cumulatively all the Grand Theft Autos.
I mean, I'm not a big video game guy, but I mean, I think we all can guess that Fortnite was going to be Zach's. But
As a self-proclaimed nerd, nothing's guilty. Like I don't feel guilt
Thank you.
about it. You know, like Dungeons and Dragons had such a horrendous stigma to it for so many years, and I like to think that I had a lot to do with it becoming destigmatized because
For sure.
I was like, I don't care, and I'm gonna call up all my rock star actor, director, writer friends, and we're gonna get back together and run games because it is what taught us how to write, direct, produce,
100%.
act, create characters.
Storytelling every time.
So I took something that really was stigmatized or could be seen as a guilty pleasure and just made it a
Pleasure.
A pleasure.
I mean, yeah, we all say that we have our guilty pleasures, but I'm like, I don't feel guilty too. I don't feel guilty that I'll put on Batman and fucking Robin.
Akira.
If it's not airing in
Akira.
the next couple of hours,
He's into one.
then I can give you my real answer.
I own is the life-size Han Solo in the carbon freeze.
Dude, that's so cool. And I don't think I wonder where he has that. So Zach has a life-size version of Han Solo in the carbon freeze. That is so cool. Of course he does, because he's a big Star Wars head.
It's pretty.
That's a good answer.
I did a TV commercial with Harrison Ford, and I remember we were talking, and he was like, I'm glad you're just not one of those weirdo dorks, And I was like, yeah, me? No, of course not.
I don't have you frozen
Yeah,
carbonate in my dining room.
I said, look, I'm gonna have to come clean with you. I gotta be like 100% honest. I do have. And he was like, that's really disappointing.
Oh man. Other than all of the things for the Friday night D&D games, the coolest thing that would appeal to nerds that I have is the Deathstroke helmet from the Justice League end of credits scene.
It's not even nerdy, that's just cool.
Yes! Oh! So, I mean, I love the fact that he brought that up. And of course, because, I mean, even Ben Affleck has the BVS suit. He has the BVS suit displayed somewhere in God knows which house he's living at now, but he has the BVS suit. So Joe Manganiello has the Deathstroke helmet. He has it. And I'm sure they gave it to him. And good. That's great. We got to love that.
I do also have original from Conan the Barbarian. They had the sparking sword. It has cables that come off of it. It says electrify, so they can make a spark.
I have one of the axes from Mandy.
Oh.
I mean, it's, again, cool.
It's not.
It's
so
not nerdy.
It's not nerdy.
But I do have a set of dice.
I'm sure there's a
course you
definition of nerdy that we're not 100% familiar with, but
I think I'm about to hit it. I have a set of dice that was owned by Gary Gygax, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, that he rolled and colored, because the old D20s, you had it was 0 through 9, and you had to color one side. That's nerdy.
that's good.
That's very nerdy. That's very nerdy. So just a fun video right there with Zack Snyder and Joe Manganiello right there. It's cool that, because obviously Joe Manganiello just got cast in that One Piece series and everything. So, and the fact that they've worked together and they've supported each other. I mean,